This is Nick at Bancroft. I'm just going to do a quick walk around to the machine and tell you what's going on. It should look really familiar. It's very much like your old machine, but so we have wire reels set up just for our current run. I guess an overview, I think it has a longer bed than your current machine to accommodate longer parts. That was all spec'd out. In terms of going off, this is our HMI. You have, get this in focus. You have a left slide, left, right, up, down, right slide, left, right, up, down, tail stock, in, out, just left, right, and then unclamp to unclamp the part. You have your normal E-stop, and then you have your start and hold buttons, and then your palm buttons. I will quickly show you how these work. So if I'm on my left slide, our left right, and let me get this in focus quickly. Left right is going to be the entire carriage at a specified jog speed that I believe is in the program. Then we have our up down, same thing. Right now it's set slow for seam tracking, for manual seam tracking. Same thing for our right side. We have our right left and our up down. For our tailstock, we have our tailstock switch. I'm going to be doing this left and right. Left moves it closer, right moves it away, obviously. Our E-stop will dump air for the whole machine and reset, get us to a reset state where we're going to have to home everything. But you hear our air dump go on for safety. I'm going to undo that. I'm going to go back to our main menu. E-stop active. I have to reset our fault now. And we heard our air come back, and now we're back into our steady state. We're going to have to home all and start from the beginning to run a cycle. I guess I'll start with our headstock. Our headstock is very similar to the one you guys have. We have a 500 amp ground on it. We have a motor in our gearbox in the same ratio that you guys currently have. We have a 4-inch air cylinder inside of it. In the tailstock we have a 3 1/4 inch air cylinder. This way the headstock overpowers our tailstock and we have a home position. I believe it was the same way in your current machine, but I'm not 100% sure. We have our electrical panel. I'm a mechanical guy, so I can't go too far into this, but standard 480 panel. I'm nice and safe for you guys. I'll go over to our tailstock. Get our light back to normal. Our tailstock has, yes, our 3 1/4 inch cylinder in it. It has max and min, hard and soft stops, so that we can't run it over. It's pretty beefy setup. Very similar to your old one, except I think we made a different riser and a few other things. The tailstock is on a ball screw, and I'll brighten it up a little bit. We have our full metal sleeved ball screw cover that's telescoping. It's kind of hard to get in there and see it while the tailstock is this close, but anywhere where welding's going on, you have full metal coverage protecting your ball screw, which is I don't think you have anything covering under the weld currently on your machine, so that should be a big upgrade. Well, while I'm back here, I'll talk about the steady rests. Very similar to your steady rests. Same type of pin locations, 2-inch stroke. You're going to be loading the part when the steady rests are up, and then they drop out of the way. That is how the current sequence is written. Cable track for our tailstock position. This is our motor for our ball screw. If I'm not mistaken, it's an AC drive. These are our really loud welders that are talking over me. Okay, up here, I'm going to have Mark demonstrate something so I can hold the camera. So due to you having two flux hoppers, it was kind of a challenge to be able to get this right torch to get down as far as the small torch. So we have this quick release fitting with an extra 6 inches of tubing. You have to make sure all the flux has been dumped before doing it, but it's a quick release tubing piece that pops in, pops out with ease, and it lets you get your full stroke length and also your shorter parts in there. There, you can leave that and we'll do a little bit deeper dive on that later. These are our Subarc NA5 heads, exactly what you guys should be used to. Same height, same accessibility, not the easiest to get to, but throw a step ladder, you should be just fine. We have our 16-inch chucks, just as your old machine. We have roller steady rests. I suppose we're getting pretty close to the end of our tour. We have our 2 flux hoppers. You guys opted to go with a double vacuum setup, which wasn't original, but we got that all figured out. For takedown and setup on our HMI, all of our wiring has terminal boxes with connectors. So we should, during shipping, we're going to be taking this entire top section off and loading it separately onto the truck, and everything is connectorized that goes to it from both sides. So that shouldn't be too bad setting it up. It should take, well, let's call it an hour with all the crane, just the things that have to go on to get it up there. I think we loaded it with a forklift once, we loaded it with a crane, so it's not the hardest thing in the world to load, but if you guys have some good riggers, I mean, we'll have no problem at all setting that back up. I can't think of anything else that you guys might need to be shown before we go with our little walkthrough.
Well, this will be your main screen. You got 3 options: control, options, and your run screen. So let's go through the options screen first. And this is where you got some settings here. So we have left torch on and off, right torch on and off. We have return to home, and then we have our left flux drop and our right flux drop on and off. Auto unclamp, so in auto sequence it'll unclamp automatically. Then coming down here we can designate how many weld passes we want. You want 1, 2, 3, 4. And then our flux drop time is in milliseconds, so how much do you want the flux to flow before the weld starts? So we have it set to 1 second, so 1000 milliseconds. And our rotation delay, we have 10 milliseconds, so pretty quick rotation delay there. Our overlap from 365 degrees is 10, so we're going to overlap 10 degrees with 1 pass. And then our flux cutoff point, we can designate by degrees. So if we want our flux to shut off 1 degree before the end of the weld, that way you don't waste a lot of flux. This is important. Our tailstock clamping time is set at 3 seconds. So when you go to start, you'll have to hold these yellow palm buttons for 3 seconds for it to clamp, and a light will come on at the bottom saying it's clamped and ready to go for the next sequence. This is our left control speed, okay, and this is our left for left and right, and then this is our left control speed for up and down, our right control speed for left and right, and then our right control speed for up and down, okay. And then we have our bypass arc establish and bypass arc establish, and our rotation is on clockwise. You want it to go counterclockwise, turn that off. Okay, so then we can go back to our main screen, okay, or you can click on controls to go to the control screen. This is where you can control various items manually. So we can rotate counterclockwise or clockwise. We can control our steady rests, bring them down, turns them on, bring them up. If we want to turn on our left side vacuum units, and then our valves for our flux drop, I'm not going to open those, it'll make a mess. And that's pretty much all that's on here. It's telling us our spindles at home. And then we also have our speed, our rotation speed and our jog speed. We have that set to 78 RPM.
And just to clarify, this is the manual control screen. You don't have to be doing this during in any type of auto cycle. This all will be covered in terms of the auto sequence.
So then we can go to our run screen from here, and here it's showing our number of passes. We can change our rotation speed. It's going to tell us what our actual position is. So if you're doing more than one pass, the operator can see, hey, I'm at 360 degrees. I'm going to go ahead and move the slide over because I want to do multi-pass. And then it has our overlap. Now it also has our inputs. So right now it's telling us our headstock is unclamped, our spindle's at 0, steady rest extended, and the right steady rest is extended, and our tailstock is also unclamped. You can see right here. So if I were to go ahead and clamp it, it would turn that on. Now we want to make sure everything's at home. We can go ahead and click home all, sets everything to 0. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and put this in auto. We don't have any faults currently. And I will go ahead and hold these palm buttons for 3 seconds. 2, 3, light is on.
You're gonna get your 3 seconds in.
Okay. Got to hold it for longer than that for the steady rest to come down. There we go. So the steady rest came down, and now we can go ahead and adjust our torches. Like that. And we are pretty much all set here. I'm going to go ahead and push the start button and kind of guide through this one. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and attempt a double pass on this one. I got the steady rest adjusted out, torches realigned. We're going to go ahead and pick this clamped up. Keep holding it, steady rest will go down, all the way. Take our fingers off and we can push start.
60, he's adjusting for pass 2. Backing is off. That's our loading point. I think we're pretty much there for what you're looking for.
There we go, 2 passes.